Gentlemen, today's video is a bit more of an important one. I've been pretty much bombarded recently in the comment sections of YouTube, Instagram, different places, with a couple of very specific questions that I think need answering. But this is by no means a Q&A. That can wait until we hit the 1,000 subscribers mark, hopefully. This is a bit more of a serious one. The questions that I'm referring to are ones that I think need a proper response from me, so that if people keep on asking me, I can just forward them to this video. Now let's just dive straight in there. The first and main question that I keep being absolutely spammed with is, why do you copy Alpha M? If you're not aware, Alpha M is a different men's style YouTuber. He's from America. He's got like 1.8 million subscribers at the time of recording this video. And there are certainly some similarities between my content and Alpha M's content. And because of these similarities, I think people are assuming that I am stealing from Alpha M, that I am nicking his content and his ideas. I think that's a load of absolute trash. Now, I will hold my hands up and admit that there are certain things that have inspired me about Alpha M's YouTube channel. Now, in terms of the content that we provide and the general genre of the information that I'm giving you guys is very similar to that Alpha M does. We both talk about things to do with men's style and lifestyle, how to feel better about yourself. But there are other things that I know that I do on this channel that Alpha M definitely doesn't on his channel. I think some of this is down to the differences between me and Alpha M in terms of person, because, I mean, you can see for starters, I am a skinny guy. I'm from the UK, you can tell by my accent. That's two straight away immediate differences. I'm a different height to Alpha M. I can give different specialist advice to people out there. I know that from your guys' kind comments on my videos to do with skinny guys, you're saying stuff like you're the only decent YouTuber out there for skinny guys, and I think, to be honest, that's probably the case, because if you go onto other channels like Alpha M, Real Men Real Style, you'll probably see 2 videos on their entire channel helping out guys who've got a skinny physique and frame. Because I feel like you only learn stuff about these specific circumstances when you experience them yourself. And I am a lot skinnier than most of these style YouTubers out there. Alpha M is really muscular. Even Antonio is a lot more stout in terms of his physique compared to me. But that's just one example. But then there's other stuff that people keep asking me as well, like, why am I using the gimmicky Alpha M jump cuts? Basically, when I sort of move from place to place between, saying certain lines across the screen. And the people who are asking me these questions are basically not understanding the purpose of me doing this. They're thinking that I'm just doing this because I want to copy Alpha M because I'm an Alpha M fanboy. But that's not necessarily the case, because although I like Aaron Marino, I think his videos are great, the reason I actually jump around the screen is to retain audience's attention. Because if I'm stood in a solid place continually and talking for 10 minutes solid at the camera, you guys are going to get incredibly bored. There's nothing visually stimulating about me just standing in front of the camera, solid in one spot, and just filming it in one shoot and making countless mistakes. You have to have a bit of on-screen movement, fellas, to keep the eye interested in what's going on. And I sort of learned this from Alpha M, because I wanted this channel to be as good as possible from day one, well, as good as my budget would allow anyway. And I was watching the first few years of videos on the Alpha M channel, because he's been on this site for God knows how many years, about 6 or 7 years at least now. However, the first 4 years, it really wasn't the best, in all honesty. The information that this guy was providing was great, but the delivery was poor. And then he gradually sort of realised himself and adapted and went for the moving across the screen between takes, which was much easier to watch, much better, and his channel saw immediate growth just as a result of doing this. So why would I, as a new content creator, want to spend the first 4 years of my channel just standing, solidly in front of the camera and just speaking directly into it? I'm going to want to learn from other people's mistakes. And the other thing, guys, is that people are claiming that Alpha M has saturated both this genre and also this delivery style when you're moving around the screen. That's a load of rubbish. I mean, how many channels are you actually subscribed to? Because there are tons and tons out there that use a very similar delivery style where they move around the screen to retain attention. It's not something that just Alpha M does, but Alpha M probably does it the best among style YouTubers. And yes, I put high energy into my videos because I feel like it's more entertaining for you guys to watch, but it's sort of just my nature anyway. And I'm most certainly not one of these monotonous YouTubers, one of these dark and mysterious YouTubers who just sort of speak the words to the screen. It's boring. It's crap. It loses my attention, so it's surely going to lose your attention as well. I have a background in performing arts, and I know the importance of tone, pitch, varying your voice in order to keep people entertained. So that's the reason that I do that as well, not just because I'm trying to copy Aaron Marino. So that's pretty much some of the things that are similar to what Alpha M does on his channel, but there are also lots of things that are very different that I think people are overlooking. First of all, Alpha M is scripted, and he's admitted this in a couple of different videos. However, I don't really like to work off a script. I don't know why. It kind of makes me sound a bit robotic. I'll make a series of notes. This is as many bullet points as I'd use for the entire video, but I don't word for word script my videos. What you see is what you get with me. This is my actual personality. People, I think, are thinking I'm putting on, this excitement and this personality across to gain viewership. However, this is genuinely just the way I am. I'm a reasonably loud person in real life, and that might be of some similarity to aspects of Alpha M's personality as well. But I think that's to be expected when you're in a similar line of work to the other person as well. And while we're on the topic of personalities, I think that that's something that we definitely have our differences in too. I've already said about giving different advice to different types of people. So for me, for instance, I can give much better advice, in my opinion, to skinny guys than I can to muscly guys. And I think it's the opposite way around for people like Alpha M. He's also American, and that may not seem like initially a bad thing. Style is generally reasonably similar around the world when it comes to men's style, but there are definite differences in different countries. And although, 90% of the outfits and styles that these American YouTubers are suggesting are pretty good if you wore them in the UK, there's some stuff that would definitely look very questionable, and you look like a bit of a sore thumb. And I also don't want to disrespect Alpha M in any way, but I think he's definitely got more of a metrosexual aura about him when you compare him to someone like me. I remember thinking after I watched the first few Alpha M videos that I thought that he was gay, in all honesty. But then, after the first, dozen videos, I finally thought maybe he's not gay. And I think a lot of people feel that same way as well. You can see it in the comment section below a lot of his videos, people asking, are you gay? And even videos up to this day. And I have nothing wrong with gay or metrosexual people at all, but if maybe you feel more comfortable taking advice of someone who is pretty much straight as an arrow, I'd say, then I'm definitely the guy you need. And of course, chaps, one of the best differences between me and Alpha M is you can watch my videos in 50 frames per second and you can't on Alpha M. That pretty much sums up the first half of the video. However, I want to also respond to some of your guys' criticisms and suggestions to let me know my thoughts on your feedback. Now, first of all, I've had a lot of people saying you shouldn't film against a boring plain background. It makes you seem like every other YouTuber and stuff like that. And I know what you mean, because you see certain YouTubers, filming against their sort of slightly blurred out, really fancy room in the background. Now, for me, I have a couple of problems if I was to try and implement that. First of all, I think that my content actually benefits from having the solid coloured background, because it keeps the viewer's attention on actually what I'm saying. They're not getting distracted by anything else that's in the background. Also, chaps, you'll see if I alter my camera here that I'm filming not in a studio like these other YouTubers. I have to film this in my bedroom, and literally my bedroom is pretty much the width of the screen. This is my entire window wall here, and it means that I'm very limited as to the space where I can shoot. You guys wouldn't want to see the background. Well, this is my window, basically, fellas. I've got nowhere else I can actually film in the entire house because I can't afford to move out of my parents' house yet. Because thanks to university, I am in a ton of debt. I'm sort of in money saving mode until I can afford to move out myself. And my videos are sort of limited to this style of videos for now. Until I can afford to have a nice production, I can afford to employ someone to take the videos from behind the microphone for me. I feel like I am a lot more limited as to what I can make, but I have big aspirations and big ideas for this channel for the future, and hopefully I'll bring some better quality videos to you guys. And the last thing that I've been bombarded with again that I want to address is the issue regarding thumbnails. I keep getting asked why my thumbnails are so colourful and why they aren't more professionally stylized. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that, guys. First of all, I'm not the best when it comes to making thumbnails. I have been using Photoshop for a while now, and I'm getting gradually better. although I am actually pleased with the quality of the thumbnails at the moment. But the main and most obvious reason why I make such big, bold and bright thumbnails is that they can stand out against the background and against other videos. Because when it comes to looking down the suggested videos tab, there's two things that people look at in order for them to want to click on a video or not. The first one is the thumbnail and the second one is the view count. Now, being such a small channel, I don't have the luxury of getting, 300,000 views on a video in the first hour, which means, if there's two videos together with the exact same title and thumbnail, one's got 300 views, one's got 300,000 views, which one are you going to click on? It's obvious. So because I don't have the luxury views, I've got to pretty much use number one, and that is thumbnail. I've got to make my thumbnail different. I've got to make it stand out so that people can actually click on it. Maybe in the long run, I'll convert to more of a professional styled thumbnail, but for now, they just don't stand out enough against the background of YouTube. They sort of blend in too much. I want ones that people can actually see and click on so they can find my channel and then find videos that are going to be useful for them as well. And I think it's best summarized really by this picture that I took the other day, because I realized, oh goodness, it's actually working, because after I'd watched another video on YouTube, the suggested videos right at the end of the screen popped up, and guess which one stood out the best? Well, you can make your own decisions for yourself really, chaps. So that wraps up this video, chaps, and hopefully now you feel like I'm not trying to copy someone else. If I forwarded you to this video, hopefully it's calmed down your raging appetite. To summarise, I've pretty much had a look at Alpha M's formula for making videos. I've taken the best bits from it, added some different things to the mix in order to give the best possible video production really for you guys. But I haven't just done a copy and paste job, because if it was that easy, we'd all have 1 million subscribers by now. Anyway, fellas, hopefully you respect the things that I have to say. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, and also, if you're new around here, you actually do want to see some real videos about style, grooming and well-being, this isn't the video for you, but lots of other ones will be, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. I upload 3 times a week, every single week, to help you feel like a better person and a more attractive guy as well. And I'll see you on the next video.